Welcome to BlueStar's Bon AppeTech, where our goal is to mix in a dash of channel-based education, a sprinkle of vendor solutions, and a hint of collaborative cooking tutorials. Let's get started.
Welcome to BlueStar's Connect Kitchen. It is Bon AppeTech today, and we got a good one fired up for you today because our theme today is holiday cooking with beer, bourbon, and wine. That's right. And we'll be joined here in just a second by our chef Kymberly and our very own Mark Fraker. But before we get to that, we got to give a special thanks to our sponsors today, and that is Datalogic, Elo, Epson, Honeywell, and Zebra. Thank you so much. Couldn't do it without you folks. Also, a special thanks to Star for keeping us safe with our POS shields here today. And SkyKid is another one of our sponsors as well. You want us to pay attention to what we're doing here today, because at the end of the show, we're going to give you a code and a website that you can go to. And when you go there, you will be able to download the recipes that you're going to see here today, and you can get a $25 gift card to cover the cost for some of the things that we're going to show you how to do today. Okay? And also, while you're at it, go to BlueStarInc.com, click on the Pandemic Toolkit, because we've got a number of things that we have. Webinars, Tech Trivia on Fridays, podcasts. We've got a lot of things going on to help educate you and keep you connected to what's going on in the channel. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. But first, let's introduce our chefs today. We got Chef Kymberly.
Hello.
Welcome. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am the chef owner of the Passion Plate. It's located downtown in OTR. I specialize in family meals, meal prep, dinner parties, and I cook for a lot of professional athletes. And what else?
You cook at home too?
Well, yes, of course I cook at home. Yeah, of course I cook at home. Absolutely. After a long day, of course I come home and I make myself a fantastic dinner. So.
And we've also got our very own Mark Fraker joining us here today. Mark, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, Dean, I think people know who I am at Blue Star. I've been around for 20 years. I'm the Vice President of Marketing for Blue Star, and it's just great to be able, during these tough times, to be able to have a show like this with great sponsors, and for Kymberly and I to show you guys a little bit of what we can do for the holidays, cooking with bourbon, beer, and wine. So we got our bourbon, our Buffalo Trace. We've got our Red Stripe beer, and the reason I picked out Red Stripe is not only is it our favorite, but
our favorite
holidays, colors with the red and white.
There you go.
And then we have our wine. So these are our three main ingredients for today.
Fair enough. So specifically, folks, what we are going to be doing is beer steamed shrimp, correct? With a special sauce that we'll get to. We got Joe's Stone Crab mustard sauce as well, correct?
With a little twist.
With a little twist on that, right? And then Chef Kim is going to give us no-bake bourbon balls, even better, right?
Yes.
There we go. Okay, so let's jump right in, folks, and start cooking.
First thing, since we're using Buffalo Trace, and Buffalo Trace being, one of the big bourbon manufacturers here in Kentucky, I brought in my Buffalo Trace apron. I'm going to wear that, and with my hat, and toss my chef coat to the side. Okay,
I will be leaving right on.
Good to go.
Good Kentucky style. So, do you want to go first? Do you want me to go first?
Well, I thought can I help you?
Sure.
Can I be your sous chef?
You probably could be my chef, not the sous chef. You're a better chef than I am.
Well, I'm used to being in charge, so I'll let you be in charge.
Oh, no, we're going to have a problem then.
Let's do that together.
All right. So anyway, the first thing we're going to do is this is a very special type of cocktail sauce that we're going to use in the steamed shrimp. And it's actually from a restaurant that was in Detroit, Jacques Seafood, back in the 80s that became well known. And one of the things that they're well known for is this cocktail sauce. So we're going to do this today. It's a little bit different than what most people would do. The first thing that we're going to start out with, though, is regular cocktail sauce. We always want to start with a base, and since everybody's in a hurry, this makes it easy. The next thing is you can use chopped cilantro, or if you want, you can go out and buy this type of cilantro that comes
really
in a
good.
pack, and you can squeeze it in there. If you're buying this, I'm using 1 8-ounce jar of cocktail sauce, and I'm going to use about half of this. This is 4 ounces or about 2 ounces of cilantro in there. And then we'll take it from there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take some of the fresh chopped cilantro and put it in there. And then we always want to have a kick.
Always got to have a kick.
Gotta have a kick.
Gotta have a kick.
Yes, sir.
Horseradish.
Horseradish. And we're going to put in
Holy moly.
Whoa.
What's got to have a kick?
Gotta have a
We might mean a
That's
bigger
a kick and a slap.
There you go. Now we're going to take it up even one more notch, because what we're going to do is we're going to take a little wasabi.
No.
Yes.
Seriously?
And just a little bit of wasabi.
Oh
in
my
there.
goodness.
That's our extra little
That
kick.
looks amazing.
Okay. And then one of the other things that we're going to do is you can add whatever type of bourbon. If you were in, let's say, Miami, you wanted to put tequila in, you could put tequila in. You could put whiskey. You could put gin, vodka, whatever you want. But today we're using bourbon. So Buffalo Trace, we're going to add a little bit of bourbon to this, and not much, just a little. That's good about
I think
right
a little
there.
scotch for the guys that aren't here.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. So then all we're going to do is whisk this up. And we can start cooking the shrimp too, if you'd like to help me with that. We're probably going to have to turn that up to high.
Okay,
I had it
let me
just
turn
simmering
that
there
up.
for a
So
while.
going back to that red sauce real quick, Mark, I know some of them already come with horseradish. Is that the kind that's not, doesn't have a kick to it already, since you added in the kick?
It's regular McCormick's sauce, Dean.
Gotcha.
And it has, you can buy zesty or you
Okay.
can buy regular. This is regular.
Okay.
I usually start with a regular, and I'm going to show you one thing that I always do when I make shrimp is when you put out sauces, you want to be able to put out a hot sauce, so you put it in a red pepper.
Look at that.
And then for the sauce that is mild, you can either use your orange pepper or you could use your yellow pepper.
Very
That
nice.
way you can keep everybody pleased that's having shrimp cocktail for you during the holidays.
I like it. I like it.
Okay. Now, the reason that we're going to steam the shrimp as opposed to boiling them, because when you steam the shrimp, you actually preserve some of the nutrients in it. And shrimp, by the way, is probably one of the highest protein per ounce products that is out there. And it's also very low in calories as well. So we're going to steam those and just, I think that's good. And then we'll come in and
We'll come in and steam a little more?
Yeah,
Less?
steam a little bit more.
Okay.
And we're only going to steam them for
What
5
size
minutes.
are these?
These are 13, 15 shrimp. That makes a great size for what you're going to do at the holidays. And probably, if you're doing this, I would say no more than 3 shrimp per person.
Okay.
Yeah, with that size especially.
Yeah.
And we're going to let it steam for about 2.5 minutes, and we'll flip it around, and then we'll go back and steam it the rest, and then we'll pull it. And then what we're going to do is put it in an ice bath. And this is important because when you're cooking the shrimp, if you overcook shrimp by just, a minute or so, it becomes very rubbery. So what we're going to do here is dunk them. As soon as we pull them out of the steamer, we're going to drop them in a water bath, and this will make them stop the cooking process and keep them cooked just right.
Now let's talk about that steam. We're using beer there, right?
Yeah, so what we did is I put my red stripe in here already, and one of the things that you should also do, and people don't believe this, but it's actually true, cold beer boils quicker than warm beer.
Huh. Okay.
And the reason is when beer is cold, the molecules in it are not moving around. So when you put them in there to boil, they have to start all moving in unison like this. If you start with warm or hot beer, they're already moving around, and you got to slow them all down and then get them going in the same motion. So if
you know we were
want
having a
something
science
to boil,
I'm like, this is better than Bill Nye. I mean, this is good. I mean, I never have one beer anyway because I'm pounded down.
And here's another important thing about when you're cooking with beer.
Okay.
You always want to drink the same beer that you used in cooking, because you know why?
Why?
You don't want a confused palate at dinner time.
That's true.
Nothing worse than a confused palate.
There's nothing worse than a confused palate. I feel the same way about wine too.
Yep.
If you're gonna cook with, you might as well drink it. So drink with it. Let's check on these.
Okay. I've got some tongs right here if we want. Do they need a little tossing? Yeah.
They need a little love.
Yep.
Those are coming out really well.
Yeah.
Let's move that guy.
Now, do you have to do anything else special to the shrimp to prepare it? I mean, did you just buy it from the fishmonger or whatnot?
No, look at you.
I know,
So
right?
you brought up a great point. When you're buying shrimp, the best shrimp in the world comes from the Campeche Bay in the Gulf of Mexico, down between Texas and Mexico.
Yes.
And the reason you want to do it, in fact, the white shrimp is better than the other color shrimps that are available. There's a brown shrimp that comes out of Campeche Bay as well, but white shrimp is, and you'll pay more for it too. The problem is a lot of the places around in the United States right now are getting their shrimp from, say, like Thailand, Vietnam, and such,
India,
where they're being farm grown. And when you farm grow any seafood items like shrimp, they have to add a lot of chemicals and antibiotics to it. And so when you buy shrimp, couple things. One, if you're buying it fresh, it should smell like the sea, just slightly salty. It should not smell fishy. And if it has any kind of spots on it, like black spots or black tips on the shell, don't buy it.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Pretty good rules of thumb with buying shrimp.
But you're good to go. You don't need to salt them. You don't need to. We're not doing
just
anything
peel
like
them
that.
and
No
devein
brine.
No.
Peel them and devein them. That's it.
There you go. Peel them, devein
And
them,
look at that.
throw them in there.
And it just
steam
smells
'em.
wonderful.
Steam them in some.
Okay, all right, okay. Medic, I'm down, I'm hit.
Now,
Those are
we
so
have a
good.
saying at Blue Star when that happens.
What?
Suck it up, Buttercup.
Oh. Okay, I will.
I know you will. I saw you last time do that when we were here.
Yes, I did. All right.
Okay, now I'm going to just set this off to the side, and the other sauce that we're going to do is actually a form of a remoulade, which is a French sauce that starts out with a mayonnaise base. And what we're going to do is, this is what Joe Stone Crab sells with all of their stone crab and such, but we're going to add a little twist to it. So the first twist that we're going to put into it today that Joe Stone Crab doesn't is a little bit of wine.
We like that.
Yeah,
And
just
there's the wine for
There's the
today.
wine.
There you go.
I'm gonna have to have some of that. It's delicious.
Okay, now what I've done is I've put in 1 cup of mayonnaise into here, and now I'm going to take some dry mustard powder, and I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon. And I like to go a little bit heavy on it, so I'm going to put just a little bit more.
Yeah, you always add your own touch, right?
That's right.
The recipe's just a foundation.
For A1
It's a
sauce,
guide.
Ooh, okay.
A1 sauce, we're
can go
going
your
to
own
use
if you want.
1
Hey,
teaspoon.
whoa, we got A1 sauce.
A1?
This happens to be my favorite sauce of all time, so.
I do like it with French
I'm down.
fries.
I'm good with that. French fries?
Oh my God, it's heaven.
Wait, you just. Okay.
And actually, over in Europe, remoulade sauces are used a lot with French fries, burgers,
Yeah,
hot
in
dogs,
Belgium too with the
and
fries.
seafood and all
Delicious.
over. If you want to take a quick check on those and see if
I'm
they
gonna
need to
do a
be
check, but I'm gonna get
All
I'm gonna get a free little facial here. Oh, that's good. Yeah. Hey, times are tough. I gotta get steam in when I can. These look beautiful. A few more
And
minutes.
1 teaspoon.
So, in general, you're going about 2.5 minutes on the
and
shrimp,
1
right?
more teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire.
Yeah, that's right. And for heavy cream,
Heavy cream.
we're going to use 3 tablespoons.
Okay. So we'll mix that up and come back, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
First, now we're going to take a couple words from a few of our sponsors, and as Chef Kim said, we'll be right back. Hey
everybody. I'm John Martin, host of the Tech Connect podcast, and I'm here to bring you the tech portion of Bon AppeTech. Now, we are here in one of BlueStar's custom configuration centers where we touch over 150,000 products a year. We'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But first, I'm going to start off telling you a little bit about some of our gold sponsors products today. So, first of all, we got a few solutions laid out for you to talk about. We're going to start with a patient check-in solution. Super important right now. You don't want a whole bunch of people crowding into a doctor's office or a hospital at one time. To be honest, you don't want that anytime. So this is a solution that's relevant now, but will be relevant in the future as well. Let's talk about the software first. A company called DoForms. They work with mobile patient check-in. It's HIPAA compliant, helps you schedule patients and keep them spaced out. Super important when you don't want a bunch of people showing up at one time. I think it's important at any time. I don't like to go sit in a doctor's office and wait for hours on end with a bunch of other sick patients. They also will help you on the back end to create some forms and connect them to your back end systems. So of course we got to figure out what the software is going to run on. That's where we get into Datalogic's Memmer 10. This is a device that feels and operates just like an Android smartphone. It's rugged. I could drop it on the floor. It would probably still work. Drop it on the floor several times. It would probably still work. And it features wireless charging. It's got a integrated 2D barcode scanner. And the best thing of all, because we are talking about healthcare, it does come in a healthcare version that features a cleanable housing. Now you got to match that up with a printer as well to do some mobile label printing. This is the Bixalon SPP L310 mobile label printer. It's small, but it's semi-industrial, stands up to a lot of wear and tear, 3-inch printer, good for on-the-go labeling for records, charts, and visitor passes. All right, next up, let's shift over here and talk a little bit about some POS. This is the EloPOS solution. This is the PayPoint Android POS system. It's a modern, very simple and simplistic POS device with a lot of peripherals already built in. You've got a receipt printer, you've got a cash drawer, you have a barcode scanner, an EMV over here, or rather an MSR. It's ready to go right out of the gate. It's very compact design. You can tell it's very sleek, kind of a cool feel and look to it. Doesn't take up a lot of counter space. Best part is basically one single cable. You plug in, connect, and get going. Again, it frees up that counter space. You've got a flip screen here, so you can flip it over for signatures, and it also can offer electronic receipts. But hey, you got to partner up with some great software, right? So we're going to look at eMobile POS as the software of choice here. It's a flexible POS designed for any situation, any kind of business and retail circumstance. All you got to do is pick a payment processor and integrate with systems like QuickBooks, Sage, SAP, and more. It's EMV ready, takes NFC payments. Contactless payments are all the rage right now. You want that whenever possible, and it's configurable for any sales environment. All right, let's hear from a couple more of our sponsors before we get back to Dean and Chef Kymberly.
Hello everybody, we are live here at the Tech Connect studios and we have LG, who is a Bon AppeTech sponsor for us today, and we got Mike Stachura. Mike, we're going to talk a little bit about public display mode for commercial displays, right? So let's dive into it. Why is that so important for commercial displays?
Yeah, Dean, thank you so much for having me. I hope everybody's enjoying the food. I really want to talk about public display mode today, and that's one of the core features of LG's commercial display line. So what this allows you to do is go into a secret installer menu, and you can do things like turn on and off the IR sensor. So what I'm showing you behind me is just how to get in to that menu and what it actually does. So when you go into the secret menu, you'll find things like turning off the IR sensor. Important that if you're in a public space, no one with an IR blaster or remote can come in and turn it on and off. Now, you can also do things like turn off screen sharing, which is really important if you're at a bar or restaurant and you have maybe a phone or a device that can cast to a display. You can turn that feature off on the commercial panels. In the home market, it's wonderful. If you're sitting there on the couch and you want to cast whatever's on your screen up to your display, wonderful. But maybe after a few pops at a bar or restaurant, 11, midnight, maybe you're not going to put up the exact content that the proprietor would want you to. So this is the way you can turn off that feature. You can also turn on and have the display turn itself on at, say, 10 o'clock in the morning and turn off at 2 o'clock at night. Something like that. So if you think of a retail establishment, maybe open from 8 a.m. till 6 p.m., the display's automatically going to turn itself on, automatically turn itself off. You're not walking around anymore with a remote trying to turn one on, and the next one's turning on, the next one's turning on. So it just makes it very easy to use. So one of the core features that separates the commercial display line from the consumer display line. Really easy to get into. So just a neat little function feature there. So thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it. Hope everybody enjoys the rest of the meal, and we'll talk to you real soon. Thanks.
Thanks so much, Mike. We appreciate it. Take care.
See ya.
Hey, welcome back everybody to Bon AppeTech. Our theme here today is holiday cooking with bourbon, beer, and wine. We have Chef Kymberly manning the shrimp right there, and we've got our very own Mark Fraker who's whipping up a couple sauce. So we left off, we were going to pull the shrimp, right?
Yep, they look like they're almost ready. What do you think, Chef?
I think we can pull them.
Think we can pull them? Okay,
Yeah.
let me put a little bit of water in here.
Okay.
All right, and so going back, we're putting this directly into water. Why, Mark? Or into ice?
To stop the cooking, Dean.
There you go. Get it to stop cooking.
Stop cook. Yes, Dean.
Yes, Dean.
The cooking must stop, Dean.
It's got to stop at some point.
It's got to stop at some point.
Yeah.
Look.
While you're doing that, I'm going to salt and pepper
Okay.
this to taste.
These are going to be delicious. Such a nice little holiday appetizer.
Okay, and then we can drop the rest of them in there.
Okay. All right. Oh, you're nice. I would just dump it in there.
Well, I would, but I have a paper towel in here to absorb some of the moisture.
Okay.
And I didn't want to steam our paper towel. See?
Okay. There
Now-
we go. Bye-bye.
So back to that sauce, Mark. Do we have all the ingredients in there
This
that we
looks
need at this
fantastic.
point in time?
Yes, all I've got to do is just stir it up. The cocktail sauce is ready to go. We'll plate it in a minute,
All right.
and then we will stir this and
All right.
give it a quick taste test and see how that is
Need a
as well.
spoon?
I just need a spoon to stir it.
I'll get you one.
Okay, thank you.
You want a whisk or a spoon?
Doesn't matter, either
I
way.
say a spoon.
Okay.
So that's the mustard, the Worcestershire, and
A1.
the A1. Wow.
Salt and pepper to taste. And then it's very simple. You can make it in just a few minutes. And then we also have the mayonnaise base. And
Of course, the wine.
the
course, the
wine
wine, which
gave
I'll
it
be
this
hitting
little
it soon.
twist, this little kick. And you can use this on any type of seafood that you want.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people use it on crab, lobster, and shrimp, but I've seen where variations of it where they might add capers to it,
Yeah.
even pickles to it, onions, green
Yeah.
onions, and then they use it on seafood.
Mm-hmm.
And over in the Nordics, they actually use it on a lot of their beef
Oh, really?
entrees as well.
Well, I guess with the Worcestershire and the brown, the tartness to that,
Yep.
I make it really good. Do you want me to pull these, Chef?
Sure.
Heard. That's the kitchen term.
Yeah.
Heard. Let's put them on a platter.
We'll just give this a little taste.
Put them on a.
Perfect.
Coming around?
Yep.
We're just giving you guys some kitchen terms. Coming
Yep,
around.
coming around.
Heard. Oh, no, not those. These.
Yep.
Do you want them on this first?
That would be, we'll just put them right on there.
Okay. There we go.
And then what we'll do is we'll get the other batch out and then we'll plate them up. Make it look very festive for all of your guests coming in.
Okay. See, I don't know if I could keep these for my guests. I would have eaten like 6 of them.
I know.
Already?
So far, though, I think I'm good to go on this. I feel confident I can make everything
make
that we've
this?
seen.
This
I
is
think
so easy, Dean.
Yep. Even I can do this. I'm good.
Okay.
But I'm with you, Kim. I don't know. I mean, the shrimp I'd start losing
I
a couple of
know.
those.
When I go to a party and there's shrimp, it's always in my purse.
Yeah.
I got to have some for my purse. All right, we're going to lay those right there. Is that good?
That's great.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
So let's get started on some no-bake bourbon balls. I'm excited about this one.
Me
right
too,
here.
because I'm ready to drink. No. So,
Now, do you want me to be your sous chef? Or
Yes.
are you okay? Or do you want me to stay over here and
you
maintain?
can play with your shrimp.
Okay.
You can deal with the shrimp if you want, because this goes really, really fast.
So walk us through here. What do we got here?
Okay. I'm using New Riff Bourbon, and it is from a local distillery here in Cincinnati. And I personally love it. It's 100 proof. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't want to mess around with that?
No, you don't want to mess around with that. And it has hints of caramel, butterscotch, and it has really great baking spices in it. So it's really good for baking.
Nice complex.
Totally. So what we're going to do, you get 2 ounces of bourbon.
All right.
Well, in my world, you get 4 ounces of bourbon. Oh, yeah, just a little more.
Right.
Just a little bit.
It's for the crew.
It's for the crew. Yeah.
There you go.
So doesn't that smell beautiful? Right?
Yeah, hold
Have
on.
a little
man.
smell of that. Isn't that nice?
Beautiful.
Right?
Yep.
So you're
Good
gonna
smell.
mix it with your honey. And a little trick is you normally spray the inside of anytime you're working with honey, spray the inside of it with a little pan spray so it just slides right out. Do it with your measuring cups and your measuring spoons as well. Okay, this goes really fast. And I chose a no bake because, you're going to have a little bourbon.
Right.
Who wants to mess with the oven?
Right.
Right? No. I don't want to take anything out of the oven.
I love
just want
the
to put it in
no
my
bake.
mouth.
Yes.
Right? Okay, so you mix it with that.
In goes the bourbon.
In goes the bourbon. And you whisk it, but I'm going to stir it. I had a whisk. Oh, look, I have a whisk. Okay, so you're going to whisk it. Oh my God, that smells so good. So you're going to whisk it. And when you whisk, you hold it like you're holding a pencil.
All right.
I'm just going to give you a little tricks, Move it around a little
So
bit.
I've been doing that wrong this whole time.
Yes, you have.
I've been like,
Yeah.
Neanderthal man.
Yeah,
or something.
well,
I don't know.
that's okay.
All right.
Move it around
I
a little
like the
bit.
technique.
Well, okay. And next we're going to take a little bit of, how much powdered sugar are we going to use? I have a recipe, but I'm trying to be good and use the recipe. Usually I just dump it all in and pray. So I'm being good. So we're going to sift, nope, that's the wrong one. We're going to sift a little powdered sugar. Okay. And all of your, do it really quickly like that. Just tap, 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 tap. And you're doing this to get, I'll show you why we're doing this.
Okay, I was
instead
about
of
to
just
say,
dumping
I've
it
seen
in.
this happen all the time. Don't know why.
See these little balls here?
Yeah.
Not good. Makes it a little tough and so. Okay, so we do that. And then we're going to take our cinnamon. Just dump that in. You should whisk it, but I'm dumping that in. And it calls for mace, but you can use nutmeg instead. Okay? You can use nutmeg instead if you don't have that. That spice is kind of difficult to find. It adds a little more of an orange flavor to it, but if nutmeg is so readily available, you can just use that.
Okay.
And then you just dump that in.
That seems very holiday anyway. Nutmeg,
Well,
right?
yes. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And then a little cayenne.
Ooh,
right?
all right.
Give a little bit of heat there. And a little bit of salt. Okay? So we're just going to whisk that up. Okay? See, look at that. Then... Oh.
So far, so good. I'm
So
feeling
far, so
confident.
good. Are you feeling confident?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to add a little bit of cocoa.
Aha.
A little cocoa powder. Right? I'm going to whisk that in. Now, the recipe, does different steps, but you know me.
Wing it.
I go, wing it, Wilbon. Hello. When there's a Wilbon, there's a way to wing it.
Right.
So we're going to add some nuts. 2. Add as many as you want. And
now, does it matter what kind of nut here specifically?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
Well, pecans work the best, but you can add walnuts or whatever. Okay. But I always have candied pecans in my pantry, so I've added those. But they don't have to be. Okay. And then you can add your vanilla wafers.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, just pulse it in the food processor. Or if you don't have a food processor, put it in a Ziploc bag, get a rolling pin or pan, and beat it to death. Just to like this. Don't beat it to death. And you just throw all that in. See how easy this is?
This is awesome.
I know. And mix that around. And let's just pray that it comes out the right way. Because I made a lot of nuts now. So, all right. We're going to throw this in there. Mix it all up. Can you smell that? It's a lot of bourbon.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a lot of bourbon. So.
But it's the holidays, so.
Yes, it is.
You know, 'tis the season.
And look, they're starting to come up into a ball already. See, isn't that great?
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay.
So are there any more ingredients to put in there?
Yeah, we got to do the powdered sugar.
Okay, all right.
We're going to roll these into a ball. Well, not roll them into a ball. Well, or you can just eat it like this if you want. If you've had a lot of bourbon. Look at this one over here.
I know.
Okay.
Hey, you're doing all
busy
the
over
cooking
there.
and talking. You've given me time to use both hands.
Look at that. So when we come back, we're going to roll these into some balls.
I like your style.
We're going to look at Mr. Stewart over here, Martha's husband. All right.
All right, so we're going to take a quick break, everybody, and we'll come back. We'll plate up. We'll finish the bourbon balls, and we'll plate everything up for you and bring a conclusion to our show. Stay right there.
Welcome back, everybody. I have a few more cool solutions to show you. First of all, we're going to start off with a really cool retail tablet and scanner combo from Zebra. First of all, we have the ET50 tablet. This is a Windows or Android device. Works on Wi-Fi all day, every day type of usability. It's also durable. It can withhold or withstand spills, drops. It's got that Gorilla Glass for the nice toughness there, much better than your consumer devices will hold up. Hey, you got to pair that with a great scanner too. This is the DS2278 1D 2D scanner. It's Bluetooth friendly, it's easy to pair, it's Wi-Fi friendly as well. It's pre-configured, ready to use right out of the box. This puppy can scan anywhere from 1/2 inch up to 14.5 inches. And it's got a nice wide field when it scans too, so you don't have to line up directly onto the barcode, and you can easily read some of those damaged barcodes as well. Now, it's got a guaranteed 14 hours of power. That can be super important in a retail environment where you're on the move all day, you don't have time to put it back on the charger. And it's a long-lasting battery too. It's pretty much expected to last even longer than the life cycle of the device itself. And hey, if you have customers that have previously used the LS2208 scanners, it's easy to upgrade to this one. All right, now we're gonna step over here and look at this nice, cool POS solution. You see, it's a nice, sleek, compact, new-looking, POS solution. You got the iPad, you got the cash drawer here, you got a barcode scanner, but really, this runs off of this baby right here. This is the OmniLink TM M32 NT Compact 3-inch thermal receipt printer. I know that's a mouthful. I have trouble spitting it out sometimes, but it's for a good reason. This is enhanced with USB and Ethernet connectivity. It's got that modern industrial design that fits into these modern POS solutions, charges tablets, smartphones, communicates via a single USB cable. Now, there's network tethering that keeps tablets connected as well. And you can also enable online ordering with server direct print. And very important right now in our pandemic environment, of course. It supports cloud applications through OmniLink print service, merchant services, and it prints at 250 millimeters per second with a 2-year limited warranty. So you start with this device, build around it, you've probably got what you need to put together a great POS solution. All right, let's wrap up over here with a healthcare mobility solutions. In healthcare, it's so important to be on the go, on the move, and to have devices that can be on the go and move with you. So Honeywell has a couple options for us. First, we have the CT40HC. This is a disinfectant-ready, future-proof Android device. It'll survive through several generations of Android, so you don't have to necessarily upgrade on a regular basis. Maybe last a little bit longer than some of your other devices might. It's built on Honeywell's Mobility Edge platform, making it super easy to scale and design this device to do what you you need it to do in the healthcare environment. It's got a 7th gen 2D scanner, 13 megapixel camera, it's Wi-Fi and Bluetooth ready, and you have push to talk and high def display on this as well. It's also secure, very important for healthcare where you don't want information to be able to easily accessed by someone else, and if you lose it, it's easy to locate with BLE. You want to pair that up with a great scanner, of course. This is the Xenon XP 1952 cordless scanner. This has that disinfectant-ready housing again, quick and easy to clean if you're transitioning between people using the device. It withstands drops, it's IP52 rated, it captures very difficult barcodes that are hard to read. It's ideal for the bedside, labs, and nursing stations. 3 great solutions for you to look at here. Now, listen, if you've liked any of the solutions that you have seen today, you want to reach out to someone to talk about it, you can get in touch with a Blue Star BDM to discuss any of these solutions. Just download the Blue Star Events app, log into the pandemic toolkit that you'll find there, find AppeTech, look for any of the solutions you've seen today, and you can sign up to speak with a BDM to learn a little bit more about it and decide if it's going to be useful for you and for your customers. All right, we need to hear from a few more of our sponsors, and then we'll get you back to the kitchen. Thanks.
Both safer and easier. Code is proud to offer products that increase protection and improve prevention. Code scanners are disinfectant-ready barcode scanners built from Code Shield plastics, meaning they can withstand the harsh chemical cleaners used to sanitize and disinfect hospital equipment. Our scanners can help you protect your staff and your customers from the spread of disease without the risk of developing cracks or experiencing failure caused by exposure to chemical cleaning agents. Let Code show you how we can bring an added level of safety and comfort to your employees and customers. Code empowers intelligent solutions through data capture.
Engage your customers at the right time with the right content, featuring the Samsung Pro TV Terrace Edition. This TV brings dynamic content to your customers, featuring QLED, 4K, UHD picture quality, powered by a quantum 4K processor, so every game, TV show, and custom piece of content is dynamic and full of detail. Additional details for this model include 1500 nits brightness, anti-reflection technology that performs in the harshest of sunlights, and an IP55 weatherproofing rating that withstands extreme temperatures and is resistant to water and dust. Showcasing your content to your customers is quick and easy thanks to the Samsung Business TV mobile app. With just the press of a button, you can bring dynamic content to your customers right to the TV. With a 16/7 operating time and a 3-year warranty, this is a TV that you can count on. Whether your business is a bar, cafe, hotel, or retail center, the Samsung Pro TV Terrace Edition simplifies your business to provide you with the perfect solutions.
welcome back, everybody, to BlueStar's Bon AppeTech. When we left you, we were finishing up the bourbon balls, which we'll get to in just a second. Back to Mark. Oh, my goodness. This is looking so good.
Thanks, Steve. So what we've done, and we mentioned this earlier, our cocktail sauce, which is extremely spicy, has a kick to it. We put in the red pepper, then all of your guests know that's the hottest. The next mildest down would be our Joe Stone crab sauce that we put in here, a little bit of twist with the wine, and we put that in the lighter color pepper. All you have to do is, as your guests eat, is just refill the peppers or have extra peppers in the refrigerator ready to go. And all we're going to do is just plate up the rest of these shrimp, and then you guys are going to be able to sample our shrimp, which is beer steamed with Red Stripe beer from Jamaica.
There you go. That is looking awesome. A great start there. Over here, we've had Chef Kim working feverishly, balling up the beer, the bourbon balls.
Exhausted. So, what you can do, get a little scoop like this, or if you don't have one, you have these. You just roll them.
That's how we roll in my house. We got the hands.
That's how you roll?
We're going with that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you can roll like that.
Get some music going.
Absolutely. And then just love on them with the powdered sugar.
Okay, so that's just straight powdered sugar there.
Just
nothing
straight powdered
special.
sugar, nothing special. And these keep really well in the fridge for about a week, but I don't think they're going to last that long. And then you can put something pretty on
that. They're keeping their shape.
Well, yeah, it's the honey and the vanilla wafers too.
Right.
So there you go.
There you go.
Let's bring these over here.
Here's your...
Look at what we did.
But we're trying this stuff today.
There you go.
And here's your bourbon balls right there.
Well, we all got to partake in this, all right? So I'm going to do it.
Great job. Thanks for your help.
Get it.
I'm going to try a little bit of this. I'm going to start off with the spicy sauce.
Okay. Isn't that good?
And Dean, you know what else that goes well on? Is oysters on the half shell.
Oh, wish we had some of those.
No, we're not doing that.
What, you don't
Mark knows that I don't like oysters.
Oh,
so we're going to skip that part of the...
I'm going to make you some fried oysters. I'm going to try one.
Give it a shot there. That is awesome. I also want to try this. So this is going to be the more mild sauce, right?
Right. Which is mayonnaise based.
Oh my God, that is delicious.
Stone crab has a mustard, wine. We used a Chardonnay in it. So.
Oh my goodness, I would have a hard time now picking.
Let me try this one.
Absolutely, between the two.
Okay, I got to try one of those bourbon balls over there.
Oh my God, that sauce is delicious.
Isn't that good? So easy to make. I know I can do it.
These are great.
And you're saying just a little bit of this because we got to go home eventually tonight, right?
Seriously.
So you can only have 3 of these, and then you can't drive?
You can't drive.
Are you kidding me?
I know. Seriously.
That was easy. That is
and
good.
they make great gifts, too. And so does this. If you showed up at my house with that.
Holy cow, about 5 seconds, 10 seconds after you take a bite out of this, then you really feel it in your throat. Holy cow. Is there any of the bottle left?
No.
Oh my God, Chef.
You gotta have my rum cake. You'll be on the floor.
Oh.
All right, so we have got the perfect start for you, right? We've got a great appetizer here. We've got the bourbon balls that you can finish your holiday cooking with as well. Well, we wanted to thank you for joining us here today. Thanks once again to Chef Kymberly and Chef Mark today for helping us. But before we go, just want to wrap up. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, Datalogic, Epson, Elo, Honeywell, and Zebra. Couldn't do it without you folks. And now is your time to get your gift card and get the recipes for today. So just pay attention here. We'll show you a website that you can go to with a code that you put into the form. It's simple to fill it out, and we will send you a $25 gift card and all the fabulous recipes of what you saw here today. Thank you so much for watching Bon AppeTech, and we'll see you next time.
Hey, Dean, can I add one thing before we go?
Sure can.
I just would like to say to all of our partners out there, happy holidays. It's really been a difficult year, and I got to tell you, when this all started back in March and we started making our plans of how we're going to move forward and how do all the companies pivot, the channel's done a great job pivoting and providing solutions all across the globe for this pandemic. All I can say is we know you have a choice of where to pledge your business, and we appreciate you pledging your business to us. To all of our sponsors, thank you so much for making this possible. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
And let's eat.
That's right.